Good morning, all of you. Let us start our class today. Good morning, all of you. Let us start our class. So, I hope you remember what the important points we studied yesterday. Yesterday we studied a few important definitions. So, what is kinematics? Our topic is kinematics. Kinematics, yesterday what we studied is the points are 1. Scalar quantities and vector quantities. Once you recall your memory, physical quantities which need no direction, that means which need only magnitudes. A numerical number, only magnitudes are called scalar quantities. Length, mass, time, all these are scalar quantities. At the same time, some physical quantities require both magnitude and direction. They are called vector quantities. Displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, all they are vector quantities. Next definition yesterday we studied distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. I hope you all keep your notebook in front of you. That's why we said all these important points. Make a short note and revise it whenever you are free and show us when the school once reopened. This is the second definition yesterday we studied, that is distance and displacement. And what is distance? Distance is the total path described by a body without any specific direction. What is displacement? It is the shortest distance between the initial and final position, or the change of position of a body in a particular direction. Here, the change of position of a body without any specified direction. Therefore, distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. And then we studied speed and velocity. Speed and velocity. So first scalar and vector, distance, displacement, speed and velocity. Do you remember what is speed? Speed is the rate of distance or distance traveled in unit time. And velocity is the rate of displacement, that is the displacement traveled happened in unit time. So the rate of distance is called speed, rate of displacement is called velocity. And one more definition we studied yesterday. Again we remember speed is a scalar quantity because no direction is specified here, and velocity is a vector quantity. And what is next we studied what is acceleration. Again we continue the class on acceleration today. So I say once more, acceleration is defined as the rate of change in velocity, or A is equal to V minus U by T. This is the simple formula for acceleration. A is equal to V minus U by T. So here, when we write an equation, it's simply one example. We have to specify what all these letters represent. So the usual notations, U is the initial velocity. Initial velocity means the beginning. When we observe the body, what is the velocity at that time is called initial velocity or starting velocity, and V is our final velocity or velocity up to which we consider, that is the final velocity, and T is the time taken. Set this formula. A is equal to V minus U by T. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity, V minus U by T. So all these always you should study or specify what these letters also. And T is the time taken. So now this acceleration can be positive or negative. For example, you see an object is moving with a velocity 10 meters per second. Next, after some time, see after 4 seconds, it decreases the velocity. It decreases the velocity and the velocity became 8 meters per second. Now let us find what is the acceleration. So here the question is the initial velocity. A body is starting with a velocity or moving with a velocity 10 meters per second. After some time, after 4 seconds, question completely I am not writing, you can understand this one. This is the starting velocity. Starting velocity is equal to 10 meters per second. After some time, how much time? After 4 seconds, the velocity is changed from 10. A body can move with increasing velocity and it can also move with decreasing velocity. And then what is the acceleration? So let us find the acceleration is equal to V minus U by T is equal to what is the final velocity? 8 minus what is the initial velocity? 10 by 4 seconds. So what is 8 minus 10? It is minus 2 by 4 or minus 1 by 2. It is minus half or minus 0.5 meter per second square. Acceleration unit also as I said you. Again I remind you, write the units always. Your final answer must be with the unit. So this is already there. Yesterday you noted all these points up. So just recognize it. And I click only. Now see, come to this point. Here what is our acceleration? Here acceleration is equal to minus 0.5 meter per second square or minus half meter per second square. We got a negative value for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to minus 0.5. Whenever you get negative value, when you get negative value, when the speed decreases, see here the speed decreasing from 10 to 8. or the body is going to stop. So here the speed decreases, we got acceleration is negative. The negative acceleration is called deceleration or retardation. Retardation or deceleration. So the negative acceleration is called retardation. So here in this question, if they ask you what is the acceleration, answer is minus 0.5 meter per second square. What is the deceleration or retardation? If they ask you, don't keep this negative. So retardation is positive 0.5 meter per second square. Only acceleration will get negative. This negative, already negative of negative will be positive. Negative acceleration is called retardation. So a body moving with a retardation means you can immediately understand the body is moving with a decreasing speed. So when you throw a chalk piece directly vertically upward like this, you can see its speed decreases. So it is moving with a retardation or negative acceleration. And when it comes down, the speed increases. So it is a positive acceleration. So that is negative acceleration is called, and the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. This also a step you study. And so I hope you keep a notebook with you before you and note down all these points. After this one, again we can revise whenever you get free time. After this classes, only 2 classes you have. After that we can revise whenever you are free, and we also check these notes when once the school reopens. Now we are going to the equations of motion. In simple method, the main equations of motion for a uniform acceleration or uniformly accelerated object, we are going to study the 3 equations of motion. So what is the equation of motion means? When a body moves in a straight line. So before that, so in a straight line from A to B, it is moving. Suppose here let us find another point C. So initially it is starting from a velocity, suppose 0 meter per second. At C its velocity is 20 meter per second, and at B its velocity is 40 meter per second. Suppose. And the total time taken at B, we can say the time taken is 2 seconds. And here also let us say one example it is 4 seconds. So it can be anything, what numerical example I said. So here total time is 6 seconds. Total time T1 plus T2. Don't note down, this is only to understand, no need to note down this point. T1 plus T2, the total time is equal to 2 plus 4. 6 seconds total journey is there. Starting from A to B, it is taking 6 seconds. So in the 6 seconds, they can ask you what is the distance traveled after 2 seconds. What is the distance traveled after 4 seconds? What is the distance traveled in the 5th second? What is the distance traveled in the 4th second? Like that, large number of questions we can answer. What is the velocity here? Velocity only 3 point it is given. So here it is 20 seconds. They can find it is uniform acceleration. What is the velocity after 3 seconds? What is the acceleration? So like the different questions, to understand and to solve these questions, we find 3 equations of motion. These 3 equations of motion in the first equation of motion. Before that, I said you again, we need to remember all this one. Let us consider a body moving with a velocity with an initial velocity u. Means at the beginning the velocity is u. Velocity is u. Next, let v be its velocity after t seconds. I'll explain it. Let v be its velocity after t seconds, and let s be the distance traveled during this time interval. During this time interval, t seconds. So, if you can't read it properly, I read it is: consider a body moving with an initial velocity u. That means the initial velocity of the body is u. But after some time, because it is moving with a uniform acceleration a or uniform retardation, whatever it is, let v be its velocity after t seconds. After some time, after 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 3 minutes, after some time, the velocity changes to v. That means the final velocity is v. Now, during this time interval, the distance traveled we can denote as s. Yesterday I said you in a straight line journey, distance and displacement will be same. Only so here s be the distance traveled during this time interval t. So the letters, what each letter represents, we need that I write it here. Only after you write this one, I erase it. Okay, completed. Consider a body moving with the velocity, initial velocity u. Let v be the final velocity, and let t be the time taken for this changes. That means from u to v, and let s be the distance traveled during this time interval. Okay, then let us go to the first equation. This is common for all the derivations, so all the three. Otherwise, if you are not writing like this in paragraph wise, you can even write what is u, what is v, what is t, what is here. Don't derive the equation without specifying the letters. Then we go to the first equation of motion. V is equal to u plus 8. This is the first equation. So they may ask you, what is the velocity after t second? Our answer is the velocity v is equal to u plus 8t. Okay, first you listen. I'll derive it. So already previously we said what is u, what is v, what is t, and what is s. Then when a body is moving with that, what is the acceleration? The acceleration is the rate of change in velocity. That is change in velocity by time. Already I said you the meaning of rate. Rate means by time. Change in velocity by time. That is A is equal to V minus U by cross multiply. AT is equal to, or if you write V minus U is equal to AT, that will be one step we can more easy by cross multiply. So cross multiply, we get V minus U is equal to A into T. V minus U is equal to A into T, that is AT. Take minus U that side. V is equal to U plus AT. Okay. You noted. Once more I'll explain. I'm erasing it. Completed up. I hope. Otherwise, again, same derivation I will do one more time so that you can easily understand. Who is having doubt? Once more listen. Same thing again I am going to do, so don't worry, I erased this. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. Change in velocity by time. So acceleration formula is equal to A is equal to change in velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity. That is the change in velocity. For example, 20 is V, U is 10 means change in velocity is 20 minus 10, that is equal to 10. So that is change in velocity by time. By time. So next step will be cross multiply. V minus U is equal to AT. We'll take minus U to the other side. V is equal to U plus AT. And this is the first equation of this is first equation of motion V is equal to U plus AT. So this equation we find generally to get the velocity after some second. We can do one example. After that, I will give you one question. That one tomorrow you can send the answer. So the first, suppose a body is starting from rest. Generally, we get this type of question starting from rest and its velocity becomes 20 meters per second after 5 seconds. What is the acceleration? What is the acceleration? A body is starting from rest and its velocity becomes 20 meters per second after 5 seconds. What is its acceleration? So first problem is to identify what is u, what is v, what is t, and what is, and write that one on your class book. Here I write on the board. Starting from rest. So what is the velocity of the object when we start to observe it? It is at rest. Starting from rest means when we observe, the object is at rest. So u is equal to 0. As I said, you don't write 0 meter per second here. No need to write unit with 0. So answer is only u is equal to, there is 0. Don't write 0 meter. And its velocity becomes 20 meter per second after 5 seconds. So what is here 20 meter per second? Identify. That is the final velocity. V is equal to 20 meter per second. And next one is, you can read the question 2 times or 3 times to understand all these letters. Starting from rest, u is equal to 0. Velocity becomes 20 meter. Velocity changes. V is equal to 20 meter per second. After 5 seconds, so here t is equal to 5 seconds. What we need to find is the acceleration. What is the acceleration? Now, yes, here only one formula we studied. Just to understand that formula, I gave this question. A is equal to v minus u by t is equal to, what is the v? 20 minus, what is u? When you are substituting the equation, also no need to write the units. You can write the numericals. The magnitude enough, no need meter per second. And again in the final answer we have to represent it with the units. 20 minus u is equal to 0 by time is 5. So answer will be 20 minus 0, 20 by 5 is equal to 4. So if it is the final answer when we are writing, you should express that one. We can have to write it one 20 by 5, 4 meter per second square. So in this question, a body is starting from rest. It is I shortened the question, complete question not shortened, you can understand. Body is starting from rest. Its velocity becomes 20 meter per second after 5 seconds. What is the acceleration? So we use the formula v minus u by t. Acceleration is equal to final velocity 20 meter per second, initial velocity. Starting from rest, remember starting from rest means initial velocity is always 0 because the body is starting from rest. And the time taken is how much? 5 seconds. So acceleration is equal to v minus u by t, 20 minus 0 by t, that is 4 meter per second. And before concluding this today's class, I give you a small problem. You can find it out, and if you are not getting the answer, tomorrow you can ask. I will give you the these readings because complete question you cannot write now. It takes a lot of time. So I give you the information directly. Your duty is only to substitute. So first case, question number 2 questions I am going to give you as a homework. It's a matter of 2 minutes. Everyone should complete it. So A is equal to, U is equal to 30 meter per second, V is equal to 10 meter per second, and time also. Time is equal to 2 seconds. What is the acceleration? So here, directly I gave you the observations. U is equal to 30 meter per second. V is equal to 10. See here, the velocity is decreasing. So what will be the answer? You do it tomorrow and say me. And V is equal to 10 meter per second. T is equal to q second, and what is the acceleration? Find this answer. And so we conclude today our class. Just wait for NS class. Have a nice day.
Good morning, children. I hope all are good at your home. Now let us talk about basic biology topic, that is about introduction to biology. Introduction to biology. So biology is a topic which deals with science of life. Science of life. So biology which deals with science of life. So let us see what are the topics today we are covered in this session. So the concepts are basic biology, or first one is composition of living organisms. Composition of living organisms. Composition of living organisms. So this is the main topic which we are discussing today. Let us talk about what are living organisms. In my hands, a piece of chalk is there. Look at this piece of chalk. Is it a living thing? Is a living thing? It is not a living thing. Am I a living thing? You are a living thing? Yes, we are living things, isn't it? So, we are discussing now about biology. We are discussing about biology, that means study of life. So, we are living things. So, living things are present on this particular earth, which are studied by the biologists. In 8th class, we learn no biologist who studies about living organisms or life. That means biology is a word which comes from the two Greek words. Which comes from the two Greek words. Those are bios and logos. Bios and logos. What what is meant by the word bios, which means life? Bios means life. Bios means life. What is meant by the word logos, which means study? Which means study. Biology, it is a word, comes from the two Greek words, bios and logos. Here, bios means life, logos means study. So that biology means study of living organisms. Study of living organisms which is having life in it. That is about biology. So, in the basic biology topic, we are discussing about biology, the biology word which derives about study of living organisms. Living organisms. Here, living organisms. So, living organisms have some particular characteristics, isn't it? So, we already discussed that this is the piece of chalk. It doesn't move its own, isn't it? But living organisms can move. That means living organisms are having some characteristics. Living organisms are having some characteristics. So because of that particular characters, we are saying that the organisms which are living, isn't it? So generally biology studies about living organisms and the living characters. So what are the characters present in living things? So let us discuss about characters of living things. Generally, living things are having different types of living characters. For example, first one is nutrition. Obtaining of food is nothing but nutrition. So, living organisms for their survival, it can eat or consuming food. It can eat or consuming food. That means nutrition means intake of food or consuming of food and utilization. Intake of food or utilizing it is called nutrition. Intake and utilizing. Intake and utilizing of nutrients is nothing but nutrition. So, organisms which are obtaining food for their survival on this earth is nothing but nutrition. This is the one of the most important aspect in the living organisms, as well as another living character that is nothing but reproduction. Second one is reproduction. It's very, very important. Reproduction, production of offsprings, production of new one. existing organisms which can making a new offspring, is nothing but reproduction. Producing of some unicellular organism producing a new organism by splitting. In 8th class we learned in reproduction process the unicellular organism splits into two equal halves here. So the organism converts into two individual organisms. So the process of making offsprings or new organisms are nothing but reproduction. So living organisms reproduce. Living organisms reproduce. In lower classes, you learn so many characters. Living organism can move, living organism can respire, living organism can adapt themselves, and then particular living organisms, it can evolve, isn't it? So these are the basic characters of living organisms. So let us see how these particular living organisms are composed. That is our main topic today, composition of living organisms, how they are made, how organisms are made. Composition of living organisms. So living organisms are composed of a minute particles, which is composed of a minute components, structural units or building blocks of the life are called cell. So in 8th class, we learned about cell is the basic and fundamental unit of the living organism. Basic, fundamental unit. Cell is a basic, fundamental unit. Look at here. Earlier, we discussed in 8th class cell structure, a basic cell structure. Let us see what are the components present in this living unit. What are the components present in this living unit? Here, whatever are drawn here, the outer surface of this cell, generally we call it as cell membrane. Cell membrane is a cell which is having an outer membrane. It is a boundary of the cell which is called as cell membrane. Cell membrane. And the next basic component inside this cell, the basic unit and the control unit of the cell, which is known as nucleus. This is called nucleus. The center part is called nucleus. And this nucleus is having a genetical material, nothing but DNA. What is meant by DNA? Is a genetical material. So DNA, it is a genetical material. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So DNA. So it is a genetical material present in the nucleus, which is transferred from the parents to this particular cell. Is transferred to the other living cell, next coming cell. So it is a genetical material present in the DNA, present in the nucleus, present in the nucleus. And the next important basic component in every cell, that is a semi-solid liquid portion present in the cell, that is a liquid matter called cytoplasm. 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 Here, the basic component of this cell. These are the basic components of the cell. In every cell, cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm are the common components. Are the common components in every cell. So let us discuss about cells in animals, cells in plants. Cells in animals as well as cells in plants. Please note down, children, the parts and diagram also, rough diagram. Okay, children, let us see. Plant cell and animal cells. Plant cell and animal cells. Animal cell and plant cell. We already discussed that. Plant cell or animal cell, whatever the cell it may be, every cell has three main important components. That is about cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. These are the important components present in every cell, isn't it? Let us see what are the components present in both the cells. See the structure of the animal cell. Look at here. Structure of the animal cell, the boundary of the animal cell. It is a single membrane present in the animal cell. Whereas in plants, generally plants cell structures are in hexagonal shape. Generally, they are in hexagonal shape. They are very tough. There is no spaces in between the membrane to membrane. Here, I am representing two membranes. See here, this is the inner membrane, and this is the outer membrane. See here, this is the outer membrane. So two membranes are present in plant cell. Two membranes are present in plant cell. So the outer membrane of the animal cell is nothing but cell membrane. Cell membrane. in the plant cell also, inner membrane, which we call as cell membrane. In animal cell, outer boundary cell membrane, it is a single cell, single membrane bound structure, whereas in plants, the inner membrane is nothing but cell membrane. What is the outer membrane of the plant cell? Outer membrane of the plant cell is called cell wall. Cell wall. Look at here. The cell membrane which is present in animal cell as well as in plant cell. This particular cell membrane is a living membrane. It is a living membrane. Living membrane. Is a living membrane. Whereas cell wall, the extra layer present in the plant cell, which is called dead membrane, dead and complex membrane, is a dead or a complex membrane, very complex membrane, toughest membrane, isn't it? So, animal cell having a single membrane, plant cell having two membranes, that is about cell membrane and cell wall. This is the difference between animal cell and plant cell. So, animal cell differs with the plant cell with the outer membrane of the plant cell, that is nothing but cell wall. That is nothing but cell wall. Next, cell membrane is made up of proteins. Cell membrane is made up of proteins. It is made up of proteins as well as lipids. Proteins as well as lipids. Cell membrane is made up of proteins or lipids. Is made up of proteins as well as lipids. Cell wall is made up of, it is made up of cellulose. Is a complex material present in the plant. Is a complex material present in the plant. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Is a green color matter present in the plants. Cellulose. Okay, children? Next. Now, next important component, that is about nucleus. Look at here, children. Generally, the general structure of the animal and plant cell, nucleus having some pores here. Pore, some space. You can call it as a pore. You can call it as a pore. So, nucleus with genetical material. We already discussed that. That is about DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acids are present here. And also, one spot present in the nucleus, that is nothing but nucleolus. Here, one spot is there. Look at here. This is the spot. So the spot is nothing but nucleolus. Nucleolus. So this is the part, you can call it as nucleus. In this nucleus, we can find a genetical material called DNA, which contains nucleolus and also liquid matter. In the nucleus is having a liquid matter called nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. It is not necessary for this class. So the basic component, that is nucleus. Please note down nucleus and genetical material DNA. What about plants? What about this plant cell? Let us see, in plant cell, nucleus present in the periphery of the cell. The nucleus present nearer to the membranes. Present nearer to the membranes. This is one of the remarkable character of the plant cells. In every plant cell, the nucleus slightly present, the periphery of the or nearer to the membrane of the plant cell. Here also the genetical material and liquid portions are present. So nucleus present in both the cells. This is the similarity between plant cell and animal cells. So nucleus present in both the cells, animal cell as well as in plants. Next, let us see next important structure, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Beside the nucleus, we can find a network-like structure. A network-like structure here. In this network-like structure, which is composed of granules, some granules are attached to the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, this is the structure called endoplasmic reticulum. Please write endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Here, the half portion of the endoplasmic reticulum is smooth, whereas remaining half is composed of attached ribosomes. Here, the granules are nothing but ribosomes. So based on the attachment of the ribosomes, this particular endoplasmic reticulum is divided into two types. First one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. First one, SER. Simply we can say SER. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Simply we can say that SER. SER. And second one, RER. RER. So RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. First one SER. Second one RER. SER means smooth endoplasmic reticulum. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum. Please note down, children. SER, RER. Krish, what is your doubt, Nana?
Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay. SER, RER. What about implants? Let us see. In plant cell also, it is having.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, once explain, sir. Again,
What is your doubt?
one sec. Again, explain, sir. That one.
Okay, ma'am.
Plant cell.
Okay. In plant cell, also, it is attached to the nucleus. Here also we can present. I am representing here also endoplasmic reticulum. See here. Endoplasmic reticulum. I am representing here endoplasmic reticulum. In the animal cell and plant cell, the endoplasmic reticulums are divided into two categories. So, half portion of the endoplasmic reticulum contains some attached ribosomes. Attached ribosomes. In this animal cells also, endoplasmic reticulum, on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, it is having ribosomes. Look at here, children. These are the ribosomes. In the same way, in plant cell also, ribosomes are attached here. Ribosomes are attached here. So, basing on the attachment, this portion looks like a rough portion. It looks like a rough portion. So, basing on that attachment, these particular endoplasmic reticulums are considered as RER. The front portion which is attached in the nucleus, they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Simply we can say SER. Okay, children? So that the endoplasmic reticulum present in both the cells. Endoplasmic reticulum present in both the cells. So look at here, cell membrane present in both the cells. Nucleus present in both the cells. Endoplasmic reticulum present in animal cell and plant cell. But cell wall is a structure present only in plant cells. Cell wall is a part present only in plant cell. That is the difference between animal cell and plant cell. That is the main basic difference between animal cell as well as plant cell. Next, we move on to see another cell organelle. Look at here, children. Here, another similarity I am discussing now. We already discussed that every living cell has a liquid portion that is nothing but cytoplasm. That is nothing but cytoplasm. Whereas in plant cell, in the same way, in plant cell also having a liquid portion called cytoplasm. So this is the one of the similarity between animal cell as well as in plant cell. Cytoplasm present in both plant cell as well as in animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell. Let us see difference between plant cell and animal cell. Difference between plant cell and animal cell now. Here, plant cell, which is having a specialized cell organelle. Here I am representing some granular structures. Those are called chloroplast. Chloroplast. The structures are called chloroplast. These are the colored components. What is the color of plants generally? The leaves color? Green in color. So, because of the chloroplast, which is having a pigment called chlorophyll, which is having chlorophyll pigment, because of this particular pigment, plant cells or plants are in green in color. This particular part absent in animal cells. This is absent in animal cells. The chloroplast structure absent in animal cells. So now we discussed two differences here. Cell wall chloroplast are the structures which are present only in plant cells. These two structures or two cell organelles are absent in animal cells. Which are absent in animal cell.
హ్యాండ్ రైస్ చేసిన వెళ్తలేదు నేను.
Yes. If you have any doubt, ask me, children. Murali. Do you have any doubt? Okay.
Sir,
Next.
I'm Srimay.
Murali, you raised your
Sir, I
hand.
am Srimay, sir.
Yes.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yes. Tell me.
You told no, sir. Endoplasmic reticulum, rough
Yes.
and smooth, sir.
Yes.
Are they both in plant cell and animal cell, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Is there
Okay,
any
Nana?
differences, sir?
We will discuss later in detail. First, let us see the components, then we will discuss later. Okay? In detail.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next, important structure. This is the another difference between plant and animal cells. That is about, look at here. In the plant cells, it is a structure called vacuole. It is the structure called vacuole. Yes, Manognya? Manognya. Okay. So this is a structure called vacuole present in plant cells. See here, almost entire cell, it is occupied almost the cell, plant cell. Whereas the vacuoles are small in size and animal cell is very small or absent. Is very small or absent in some of the cells in animals, isn't it? So this is also one of the basic difference between plant cell and animal cells. This is also one of the basic difference between plant cell and animal cell. So the structure we can call it as vacuole. The size of the vacuole is almost occupies the entire cell space. Whereas here, the vacuoles are present or almost absent in animal cells. Almost absent in animal cells. So let us see screen sharing. I am representing presentation for you. Manognya, tell me what is your doubt, Nana? Manognya. So look at the screen, children. Okay, children, look at the screen. I'm representing here animal and plant cells. So let us see the basic structure. We already discussed that cell membrane. So it is a outer thick covering in both the cells. So here it is an animal cell and this is the plant cell. So let us see what is the function of this particular cell membrane. We will discuss remaining cell organelles later. First, let us see what is the main basic function of this particular cell membrane. See, animal cell and plant cell are composed of so many cell organelles. Minute particles are present inside the cell. And also, see here, minute cell organelles are present here, no? All these are the minute cell organelles present in both the cells. So look at here, in both the cells, some cell organelles are present. So this is the outer thick covering. What is the function of this particular covering? Our body contains skin. What is the function of skin in our body? Is there any function? It protects our body from the external environment. In the same way, the cell membranes also, the particular cell membrane present in the both cells, or protects the cell from the outer environment. That is the first character of this particular membrane, living membrane, that is plasma membrane. Whereas this particular membrane present in both the cells. Here, the outer membrane representing here, look at here, I'm representing outer membrane. See this outer membrane, the boundary of the outer membrane. See this outer membrane I'm representing here. The outer membrane I'm representing here. This outer membrane allows, it can allows substances through this membrane. So look at here, some gateways are there. Gateway. It cannot accept all the things which are from the external environment. They cannot allow all the substances, which can allow only useful substances. So, basing on that particular action, this particular membrane is called as semi-permeable membrane. What is membrane? Permeable? Permeable means it can allows substances. So allowing the substances is nothing but permeability. Permeability. So that the plasma membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane, that means it can restrict the entry of unwanted substances. It cannot allow all the substances. It can allow only useful substances. So that it is called as semi-permeable membrane. It is called as semi-permeable membrane. So both the cells has a capacity to allow some useful substances, isn't it? For the survival of the cell, it can allow some useful substances. So that it is called as permeable membrane also. That means it can permit entry and exit of all the substances. It can permit entry and exit of all the substances. So this is the basic character of the cell membrane, that is plasma membrane, cell membrane or plasma membrane. So what we learned today, children? Today we discussed about basic biology topic, that is about biology, the concept of biology, composition of human body or a living organism, cell and cell organelles. Manognya, tell me your doubt.
What is animal cell?
Manognya, tell me. Hello? Manognya. In the next session, we will discuss in detail. Just for example, I gave this particular membrane structure in detail. In the next class, we will discuss each and every cell organelle in detail.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Hema.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Hema. Tell me.
Sir, once explain about chloroplast.
Okay, okay. Chloroplast is a cell organelle present in plants, which is having a pigment called chlorophyll. It is also one of the cell organelle present only in plant cell. It is having a green color pigments to perform photosynthesis. In plants. That is
Okay,
about
sir.
chloroplast. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will discuss remaining cell organelles in the next class, children. I hope you enjoyed my class. Thank you.
ఏమో ఏదో మంచి చూడు మంచి